Welcome, beloved child of God. Find yourself in a comfortable position, letting your body settle into this sacred space of rest. Tonight, we're going on a journey together, a journey into the heart of your Creator to discover the beautiful truth about how deeply you are loved and how perfectly your story is being written. Take a slow, gentle breath in, and as you exhale, let go of the day's worries, the questions about tomorrow, the uncertainties about your heart's desires. God sees you. Here, He knows the longings of your soul and He delights in you. Breathe in His peace. Breathe out your need to understand everything right now. Your Heavenly Father is the author of love itself, and He has written your love story with the same careful attention He gave to painting each sunset, to naming each star, to knowing every hair on your head. As we settle into this time of rest, allow your mind to release its grip on planning and wondering, and simply receive the gentle truth that you are completely loved, right here, right now. Exactly as you are. Tonight, we'll journey together through the beautiful mystery of divine love, divine timing, and the incredible worth you carry as God's cherished child. Let your breathing slow, your muscles relax, and your heart open to receive what your soul needs to hear. The garden of first sight. In the beginning, God looked upon His creation and called it good. But when He formed you, when He breathed life into your being, something even more beautiful happened. He looked upon you and called you beloved. Imagine, if you will, a garden at dawn, mist rising gently from the earth, sunlight filtering through leaves like golden threads. This is where your story begins, dear one. Not in the rushing of this world, not in the timeline you've created in your mind, but in the quiet, sacred space of God's perfect timing. There's someone walking through their own garden of life, their own season of becoming, and in God's infinite wisdom, He is preparing their heart to recognize something extraordinary when they see it. Just as He prepared the earth before He placed the first humans in Eden, He is preparing their soul to recognize yours. You see, beloved, the moment of first sight isn't just about physical recognition. It's about spiritual recognition. It's about two souls, crafted by the same loving hands, finally meeting in the appointed time, in the appointed place, under the appointed circumstances that only God could orchestrate. Right now, as you rest in this peaceful moment, that person is somewhere in their own journey. Perhaps they're learning patience, just as you are. Perhaps they're discovering their own worth as God's child, just as you are. Perhaps they're releasing their own timeline to trust in something greater, just as you are learning to do when God brings you together. When that moment of first sight occurs, it won't be by accident. It will be the culmination of two separate journeys that God has been weaving together like threads in a tapestry, creating something more beautiful than either thread could be alone. Feel the peace in knowing that your love story is being written by the same God who spoke the stars into existence, who knows the exact number of grains of sand, who has already gone before you to prepare every good thing He has planned for your life. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart rest in this truth. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are treasured, and your story is unfolding exactly as it should. The heart's recognition. There's a beautiful mystery in how the heart recognizes what it's been searching for. Like a song you've never heard before, yet somehow know all the words too. Like coming home to a place you've never been. This is what happens when souls meet in God's timing. In this quiet space of rest, let yourself imagine not the face of someone specific, but the feeling of being truly seen. Not just looked at, but seen. The way God sees you right now, with all your beauty, all your potential, all your worth that has nothing to do with your performance or perfection. That person, the one God is preparing for you, they will look at you and see what He sees. Not just your outward appearance, though they'll find you beautiful, but the light of Christ within you, the gentleness of your spirit, the depth of your heart, the unique way God has shaped you to reflect His love. And in that moment of first sight, something will stir within them, a recognition that goes deeper than physical attraction, deeper than common interests, deeper than compatibility. It will be the recognition of someone they've been praying for, even if they didn't know they were praying for you specifically. You know that feeling when you see a sunset that takes your breath away, that moment when beauty stops you in your tracks and you can't help but whisper thank you to the one who created it. That's what will happen in their heart when they first see you. Beloved, they single quotes LLCU, and their soul will whisper, there you are. I've been waiting for you. But here's the beautiful part. God isn't just preparing their heart to recognize you. He's preparing your heart to recognize them. In that sacred moment of first meeting, you too will feel something shift. A sense of rightness, of peace, of coming home. Rest in this truth tonight, dear one. Your heart is being prepared, refined, made ready for love in its purest form. The love that God has designed specifically for you, with someone who will see you as the masterpiece you are. Breathe deeply. Let your body sink deeper into rest, knowing that every day of preparation, every season of waiting, is making you ready for the beautiful moment when two hearts recognize each other as gifts from God. The divine orchestra of timing God's timing is like a symphony, beloved. Every note, every pause, every crescendo happens at precisely the right moment to create something breathtakingly beautiful. Your love story is no different. In this peaceful place of rest, imagine yourself as part of God's grand orchestra. You are not just waiting for your moment to play, you are already playing. The song of your life, the melody of your growth, the harmony of your trust in Him. It's all part of the beautiful composition He's creating. That person, they're playing their part too. Maybe their melody sounds different from yours right now. Maybe they're in a different movement of the symphony. But God, the perfect conductor, knows exactly when to bring your parts together, when your individual songs will create the most beautiful harmony. There are no accidents in God's orchestra. Every delay you've experienced, every relationship that didn't work out, every season of singleness, every moment of wondering when, these are all perfectly timed rests and crescendos in your personal symphony. Just as a musician doesn't rush ahead of the conductor, just as they trust the composer's vision even when they can only see their own part, you can rest in knowing that God sees the entire score of your life. He knows when your love song begins, when it builds, when it reaches its most beautiful moments, right now. In this quiet space, you don't need to strain to hear the full symphony. You don't need to figure out when your love theme will begin. You simply need to trust the conductor to play your part with faithfulness and joy, knowing that He will cue you at exactly the right moment. When that moment comes, when you first lay eyes on each other, it will be like two instruments finding perfect harmony. Natural, effortless, beautiful, as if you've been practicing this duet your entire lives without knowing it. Let your breathing become like the gentle rhythm of a lullaby, slow, peaceful, trusting. Your part in God's symphony is beautiful, beloved, and the movement where love enters your story, it's going to be magnificent. Rest now in the peaceful quiet between the notes, knowing that silence in music isn't empty. It's full of anticipation for the beautiful sound that's coming. Seasons of preparation. Every garden has its seasons, dear one. And your heart, your beautiful, tender heart, has been going through its own seasons of preparation for love. In this gentle space of rest, think about spring. Not the spring on the calendar, but the spring in your soul. The way God has been bringing new life to places that once felt barren. The way He's been planting seeds of hope, of healing, of wholeness. Even when you couldn't see what was growing beneath the surface, that person God has for you, they've been going through their own seasons too. Perhaps they've walked through their own winter, their own time of stripping away what wasn't meant to last. Their own season of learning to find their identity in God alone rather than in another person. Winter in the soul isn't punishment, beloved. It's preparation. It's God's gentle way of clearing away what would compete with the beautiful love He wants to plant in your life. Just as trees must shed their leaves to make room for new growth, sometimes hearts must release old dreams, old hurt, old ways of thinking about love, to make room for something better. And now, in this peaceful moment, you can feel it, can't you? The stirring of spring in your spirit. The way your heart has been softening, opening, becoming ready not just for any love, but for God's love, expressed through the person He's chosen. For you, summer will come, dear one. The season of blooming, of abundance, of joy in relationship. But even summer requires the foundation that was built in winter's quiet. In spring's gentle awakening, right now, as you rest, you can trust that. Every season of your heart has been necessary. Every time you've had to wait a little longer, every time you've wondered if love would ever find you, every time you've had to choose trust over fear. These have all been preparing you for a love that will be worth every moment of preparation. Feel yourself sinking deeper into rest, like rich soil receiving gentle rain. You are being nourished, prepared, made ready for the beautiful season of love that God has planned for you. And when it comes, when that moment of first sight happens, your heart will be ready, fully ready, beautifully ready. The seasons of your love story are in God's hands, beloved. Rest now in the peace of knowing that He makes all things beautiful. In His time, the language of the heart, there's a language that hearts speak when they recognize each other, beloved. It's older than words, deeper than conversation, more beautiful than poetry. It's the language of souls who have been crafted by the same loving Creator, prepared for each other, destined to understand each other in ways that will surprise even them. In this quiet space of rest, imagine two people meeting for the first time, yet somehow feeling like they've known each other forever. Not because they have similar backgrounds or interests, but because their hearts have been learning the same language, the language of God's love. You've been learning this language, dear one, even when you didn't realize it. Every time you've chosen forgiveness over bitterness. Every time you've extended grace when you could have held onto hurt. Every time you've trusted God's goodness when circumstances seemed to suggest otherwise. You've been learning to speak fluent love, and that person, they've been learning it too. Perhaps through different circumstances, different challenges, different seasons, but the same teacher has been instructing both of your hearts in the art of loving well. When you first see each other, when your eyes meet, there will be an instant recognition of this shared language. A sense of, oh, you speak my heart's native tongue. It won't just be attraction, though attraction will be there. It will be deeper, a recognition of kindred spirits, of hearts that beat with the same rhythm of grace. You'll find yourselves finishing each other's thoughts, not because you're so similar, but because you've both been taught by the same God how to love, how to serve, how to put another person's well-being before your own. The conversations will flow like rivers finding their way to the sea, natural, purposeful, life-giving. And the silences, oh, the silences will be just as beautiful, comfortable, peaceful, full of unspoken understanding. Rest now in this truth, beloved. Your heart is learning a beautiful language. Every day, every experience, every moment of growth is adding to your vocabulary of love. And when the time comes, when God brings you together with the one He's chosen, you'll discover that you're both fluent in the same dialect of grace. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart rest in the knowledge that love, true love, real love, it speaks a language that transcends words. And you, dear one, are becoming fluent. The mirror of God's love. When God created love between two people, He designed it to be a reflection, a beautiful mirror of His own love for us. And when that person first sees you, beloved, they will see not just your lovely face, but a reflection of God's own heart in this peaceful moment of rest. Allow yourself to remember how God sees you, not with the critical eyes of a world that measures worth by performance, but with the adoring eyes of a father who delights in his child. You are His masterpiece, His poem, His song of love made visible. And that person, when they first lay eyes on you, they will sense this. They will see in you the handiwork of the God they love, the reflection of the grace they've experienced, the embodiment of the love they've been learning to give and receive. There's something profound that happens when two people who truly know God's love come together. They don't just love each other, they love God through each other. They see Christ in each other's eyes. They hear His voice in each other's laughter. They feel His peace in each other's presence. Your love story, dear one, isn't just about finding someone to share your life with. It's about two hearts that have been individually transformed by God's love coming together to create something that points others toward Him. Your relationship will be a testimony, a living, breathing example of how beautiful love can be when it's rooted in the source of all love. When they first see you, when that moment of recognition happens, they won't just think she's beautiful or he's handsome. They'll think God has been so good to create someone like this. They'll see in you evidence of God's creativity, His kindness, His attention to detail, and you, beloved, you'll see the same in them. You'll look at this person and marvel at how perfectly God has crafted them. Not just their appearance, but their heart, their spirit, their unique way of reflecting Christ's character. Feel yourself sinking deeper into rest now, deeper into the truth of how loved you are, how carefully you've been made, how perfectly you reflect the heart of your Creator. When love comes, when that moment of first sight arrives, it will be like looking into a mirror and seeing not just your own reflection, but God's reflection in another person. Rest in this beautiful truth. You are a mirror of God's love, and you're going to meet someone who will see that, cherish that, and reflect it right back to you. The sacred pause, there's a moment, a sacred pause that happens between first sight and first words. It's a moment when time seems to slow, when the world grows quiet, when two hearts recognize something eternal in each other's eyes. In this gentle space of rest, imagine that pause, not rushed, not awkward, but filled with a holy kind of awareness. The awareness that something significant is happening, that God is at work, that this is a moment that will be remembered and treasured for years to come. In that pause, beloved, that person will feel their heart do something it's never done before. Not just skip a beat, but settle, like a bird finding its nest, like a ship finding its harbor, like a wandering soul finding home. They'll look at you and think, there's something different about this person. There's a peace here, a light here, a quality I can't quite name, but I know I've been searching for, and in that same pause, you'll feel it too. Not the anxious flutter of wondering if they'll like you, but the deep, settled knowing that this is different. This is what you've been waiting for, without even knowing you were waiting for it. The sacred pause isn't empty, dear one, it's full. Full of recognition, full of possibility, full of God's presence hovering over this new beginning like He hovered over the waters at creation, ready to speak something beautiful into existence. In that pause, time becomes a gift rather than a pressure. There's no rush to fill the silence with words, no urgency to move to the next step, just a beautiful, breathtaking moment of two souls recognizing each other in God's perfect timing. Later, when you're married, when you've walked together through seasons of joy and challenge, you'll both look back on that sacred pause and remember it as the moment when forever began. Not when you said "I do," but when you first looked into each other's eyes and silently said, "It's you." Rest now in the beauty of this truth. God doesn't rush the important moments. He creates space for them, sacred pauses where hearts can recognize what they're seeing, where souls can adjust to the magnitude of what's beginning. Your sacred pause is coming, beloved, and when it arrives, you'll know, not because of butterflies or nervousness, but because of peace, the deep, settled peace of coming home, the foundation of friendship before passion, before romance, before the wedding bells and happily ever after. God is building something even more beautiful. He's building friendship, deep, genuine, unshakable. Friendship between two people who will walk through life together, in this quiet moment of rest. Let yourself imagine the simple joy of finding not just someone to love, but someone to like. Someone whose company you genuinely enjoy, whose thoughts fascinate you, whose perspective makes your own world bigger and brighter when that person first sees you. Beloved, part of what they'll recognize is a kindred spirit, someone they could talk to for hours, someone who gets their humor, someone who shares their heart for the things that matter most. True love, lasting love, begins with genuine friendship, and God, in His wisdom, is preparing both of you to be the kind of friend the other person needs. Not perfect, but faithful, not without flaws, but committed to growing together. They'll look at you and think, "I want to know this person's story. I want to hear their thoughts, share their joys, be trusted with their dreams." And you, dear one, you'll feel the same stirring of genuine interest in who they are, not just how they make you feel, but who they are in the depths of their heart. This friendship, this foundation that God is building, it will carry you through every season of your relationship. When feelings fluctuate, when circumstances change, when life gets complicated, you'll still have this. You genuinely like each other. You enjoy each other's company. You're friends. The moment of first sight isn't just about romance, beloved. It's about recognition of someone you're going to love walking through life with. Someone who will make the journey more joyful, more meaningful, more fun. Feel yourself relaxing deeper into rest, knowing that God is preparing not just your heart for love, but your soul for friendship. The kind of friendship that will make your love story not just passionate, but lasting. Not just romantic, but real. When they first see you, when that moment of recognition comes, they'll see not just someone they could fall in love with, but someone they could build a life with. Someone they could laugh with, dream with, serve God with, grow old with, rest in this beautiful truth. Your love story will be built on the solid foundation of genuine friendship. And that foundation, it's being prepared right now. in the quiet work God is doing in both of your hearts. The artist's masterpiece. God is an artist, beloved. And you are one of his finest masterpieces. Every detail of who you are, every quirk that makes you unique, every gift he's given you, every challenge that shaped you, it's all been crafted with incredible love, an intentionality. In this peaceful space, let yourself rest in the truth of how carefully you've been made. Not hastily, not carelessly, but with the same attention to detail that God gives to everything he creates. The intricate patterns of snowflakes, the perfect spiral of seashells, the exact placement of every star. This is the same care he took in creating you, and that person, when they first lay eyes on you, they will see the artist's work. They'll look at you and marvel, not just at your physical beauty, though they'll find you beautiful, but at the incredible craftsmanship of your soul. They'll see the way God has woven together your strengths and your tenderness, your confidence, and your humility, your unique way of seeing the world and sharing that vision with others. They'll recognize in you the unmistakable signature of the Creator, the way certain brushstrokes can only belong to one particular artist. You know how. You can look at a painting and just know it's a Van Gogh or a Monet. There's something distinctive, something that carries the essence of the one who created it. That's what they'll see when they look at you, dear one. They'll see God's distinctive handiwork, his personal touch, his loving attention to every detail. And here's the beautiful mystery. God has been preparing their eyes to see you clearly, to appreciate not just the obvious beauty, but the subtle details, the way you tilt your head when you're thinking, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you're passionate about, the way grace and strength blend together in your character. They'll look at you and think, God must love me very much to create someone like this, and to let me be the one who gets to love her, to love him, to share life with this incredible person. Rest now in this truth, beloved. You are a masterpiece, not because you're perfect, but because you're perfectly loved, perfectly crafted, perfectly designed for the purpose God has for your life, including the purpose of being loved by the person he's preparing for you. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart receive this truth. You are God's work of art, and you're going to meet someone who will see you that way, cherish you that way, love you that way. The dance of soul's love, at its most beautiful, is like a dance, not choreographed, not forced, but natural, flowing, responsive, when two people who truly belong together meet for the first time. There's an immediate sense of rhythm, of knowing how to move with each other, of complementing each other's steps. In this quiet moment of rest, imagine two dancers meeting for the first time, yet somehow knowing exactly how to move together. That's what will happen when you and that special person first see each other. Beloved, your souls will recognize a dance partner, someone who moves to the same music, someone who understands the rhythm of grace. You've been learning this dance, dear one, even when you didn't know it. Every time you've learned to follow God's lead, every time you've discovered how to be strong yet gentle, independent yet interdependent, you've been learning the steps that will make you a beautiful dance partner. When they first see you, when their eyes meet yours, they'll feel something they've never felt before. The sense that they've found someone they could dance through life with. Not just the easy songs, but the complicated ones too. The waltzes and the tangos, the celebrations and the laments, the fast-paced seasons and the slow, tender moments. There will be an immediate sense of fit, not in terms of perfection, but in terms of complementarity. Where you are strong, they'll appreciate having someone strong beside them. Where you are gentle, they'll treasure having someone who brings peace to their world. Where you are gifted, they'll celebrate having a partner whose gifts enhance their own. And you, beloved, you'll feel the same recognition. Looking at them, you'll sense someone who could keep up with your dreams, someone who could handle your heart with care, someone who could lead when you need to follow and follow when you need to lead. The dance of love isn't about two people becoming one in the sense of losing their individuality. It's about two distinct souls learning to move together in such harmony that they create something more beautiful than either could create alone. Feel yourself sinking deeper into rest now, deeper into trust, knowing that God is the choreographer of your love story. He knows exactly when to bring you two together, how to help you find your rhythm, how to create a dance that will bring joy to your hearts and glory to His name. Rest in this beautiful image. Your love story will be a dance, and God is preparing both of you to be graceful, joyful partners in the dance of life. The garden of forever. Every love story that honors God is like a garden, planted in His timing, nurtured by His grace, designed to bloom season after season, year after year. And when that person first sees you, beloved, they'll sense the possibility of forever. Not the overwhelming pressure of forever, but the peaceful anticipation of it. The way you feel when you plant a small seed, knowing that with proper care and time, it will grow into something magnificent. In this gentle space of rest, imagine a garden at different seasons. Spring, with its tender shoots of new love. Summer, with its abundance of joy and celebration. Autumn, with its deep contentment and harvest of shared memories. Winter, with its quiet intimacy and the beauty of love that has weathered storms. Together, when they first look at you, dear one, they'll see someone they could plant a garden with, someone they could tend the seasons of life with, someone whose love could grow deeper and more beautiful with time rather than fading or becoming routine. They'll see in your eyes the promise of spring mornings filled with laughter, summer evenings of deep conversation, autumn walks through the paths you've created together, winter nights by the fire, grateful for the warmth of a love that has only grown stronger with time. Your love story isn't meant to be a wildfire that burns bright and fast. It's meant to be a garden that grows more beautiful each year. And God is preparing both of you to be the kind of gardeners this requires. Patient, faithful, committed to nurturing what you plant together. There's something in your spirit, beloved, something they'll recognize when they first see you, that speaks of permanence, of someone who understands that real love is built day by day, choice by choice, season by season. You've been learning how to be faithful in small things, how to choose love even when it's not easy, how to tend your own heart so that you'll be ready to help tend a shared heart. These are the skills of a good gardener, and they'll see this wisdom in you. Rest now in this beautiful truth. Your love story will be a garden planted by God, tended by two hearts committed to making it flourish. And when that moment of first sight comes, they'll see in you someone worth planting forever with. Let yourself drift deeper into peaceful sleep, knowing that your garden of love is already being prepared in God's perfect timing, in His perfect way. The homecoming. There's a moment in every true love story when two people look at each other and realize they've found home, not a place, but a person, not a destination, but a companion for the journey. When that person first sees you, beloved, they'll feel like they're coming home. In this peaceful space of rest, think about what home feels like. Safety, acceptance, belonging, the freedom to be completely yourself, the joy of being truly known and still completely loved. This is what they'll sense in you, dear one. This is what will stir in their heart when they first lay eyes on you. You've been preparing to be someone's home, haven't you? Not by trying to be perfect, but by becoming the kind of person who creates space for others to be real, to be vulnerable, to be themselves without fear of rejection. Every time you've chosen grace over